what is going on? We are at another Tuesday Home Finance Hacks. I'm your host, Frederick Middlebrooks, mortgage loan originator and licensed real estate agent as well. So, here to bring you some information about credit. That's what we're talking about for this broadcast. So, credit is one of those things that a lot of people don't really pay attention to until it's time for you to utilize that credit to get a loan, whether it's to purchase a home, a car, furniture, whatever it might be. But credit is hugely important. So we're going to talk about a couple things that you should be doing on a routine basis at a minimum once a year, but ideally, a little bit more frequently than that. So to start off, first and foremost, you should be checking your credit. You want to go to annualcreditreport.com. Annualcreditreport.com is the one website authorized by the federal government where you can get at least one copy of your credit report, one free copy of your credit report every year. Now, when you go to annualcreditreport.com, you're not going to see your credit scores for TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. What you are going to see is all of the information that they have on you. You're going to see your name, address, maybe your employers are listed there. You're going to see all of the debts that you might have listed there, past and present, that are still showing up on your credit report. And that's what you care about most. You want to make sure all of that stuff is accurate and valid. So you want to make sure that your debts, your name, all of that stuff is accurate. You want to make sure that there are no misspellings, because all of these things can end up hurting you when it comes time for you to qualify for a mortgage. So make sure that all of that stuff is accurate. The next thing you want to do is freeze your credit when you are not utilizing your credit. Now, I know this is an extra step that can be a little bit of a pain for some people to do, but it's worth it in the end. Think of it this way. Think of freezing your credit like having a alarm system that you set on your home before you leave home. Yes, you might live in a good neighborhood. You might live in a not so good neighborhood, but at the minimum, you having that security system at your home is helping to protect your home and alert you if anyone is trying to enter into your home. Well, the thing that's even better about credit is that whereas, your alarm system's just going to make an alert, maybe if you have it connected to where it can call the police department or whatever, if it goes off, or you receive a phone call to see if it's an emergency or something like that. Whereas freezing your credit prevents anyone from opening any lines of credit. If you've ever been a victim of identity theft, or you've had someone take your credit card or your social security number and utilize it to start opening up things in your name, debt in your name, it can be a painstakingly stressful process to get that undone. So avoid yourself the stress of having to walk down that path and freeze your credit. If you're not actively looking to go purchase a home, you're not actively having your credit pulled to go purchase a car or whatever it is, just have it frozen. That way, no one, if something happens and there's a data breach somewhere, think of all of the different places where your social security number is, all of the different companies, businesses who have at one point taken your social security number. If any one of those individuals or entities get hacked, then your credit, your social security number, and therefore your credit report, credit profile, everything is at risk. And that potentially leaves you vulnerable to people stealing your information, opening up identity stuff in your name, being able to utilize your credit for whatever they deem they like to utilize it for. But you can save yourself all of that headache by just freezing your credit. So that is one thing that I highly recommend, is freeze your credit when you are not actively looking to utilize your credit to get a loan or purchase a home or something of that nature. So lastly, make sure that you're paying all your bills on time. So this last thing that I'm getting to more is how you properly maintain your credit. Even bills that don't show up on your credit card or on your credit report, such as your cell phone bill, utilities bill, internet bill, those things can show up on your credit report when you stop paying them. And they show up as collections, which is even more detrimental to your credit report. So do yourself a favor, pay all of your bills on time. Make on-time monthly payments for everything that shows up on the credit report and everything that doesn't show up on the credit report. And if you get yourself in a situation to where you're not able to make the payments for everything, maybe you have more month at the end of your money, then you want to reach out to those creditors in advance. Be proactive, because by being proactive, you are more likely to be able to work out some sort of agreement or arrangement with the creditor to maybe give you an extra couple weeks to get the funds to be able to pay them. Or maybe they give you a whole month break and they roll that payment that you owe them to the back of the loan, and you basically get a month break to get back on your feet and start fresh again. Whatever it is, maybe they can restructure your payment so that now the amount you pay them, instead of 500, maybe you lost your job and you can't afford to pay them $500 a month, but you can afford 450 or 425. Guess what? They might be able to restructure that loan for you to where now it's within your budget. But rather than you blowing through those payments because you're like, oh, I just couldn't pay it. No, be proactive on that thing. Reach out to them. Let them know what the situation is. Hey, I need to get some assistance with this. I've been making on-time payments, but I'm in a situation now where these next couple months, it's not looking good for me being able to make these payments. What can we do so that I can still pay you some, the money that I owe you without taking these hits on my credit? A lot of these creditors want to work with you because they would rather work with you and take a little bit less each month rather than you just blow past the payments and they're not receiving anything at all. Now they're having to report late payments to your credit report, send your debt potentially to a collection agency. Now you're getting calls from a collection company trying to collect. It's just a bad deal all around. So be proactive, pay all of your bills on time. But if you find yourself in that situation where you're not quite able to make the monthly payments, be proactive, reach out to the creditor first. So those three things that we just went over, those are really going to help you to be solid when it comes to your credit. Make sure that you are first and foremost, checking your credit at least once a year. If you check it twice a year or once a quarter, that's a little bit better. But make sure you're checking your credit at least, I would say at a minimum once a year. But again, twice a year or once a quarter is even better. And that will set you up to be in a position. Excuse me, I got to sneeze. Oh my goodness. Excuse me. So checking your credit at least once a year, and I feel like another one's coming on. But that'll set you up in a position to where, excuse me. That'll set you up in a position to where you're at least aware of everything that's showing up on your credit. And if something pops up on there that's not accurate, maybe the balance of what's owed, or what at least, excuse me, the balance of what it's saying is owed is inaccurate, then you know what, now you can reach out to the creditors and say, hey, this balance is showing inaccurately. Maybe there are late payments that are reporting to your credit report that shouldn't be reporting because you actually made on-time payments. There are erroneous late payments or late payments that are in error that show up on people's credit reports for debt that was actually paid on time. You want to get that stuff rectified. And by checking on your credit report, you'll know what's on there and you'll know what it is that you need to, rectify and fix and everything. So make sure you're checking your credit at least once a year, preferably twice a year or once a quarter. And the next thing is put a freeze on your credit when you're not using it. Pretty simple. You can go to TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian's website, and you can, through their website, put a freeze on your credit. And then the last thing, make sure that you're paying all your bills on time. If you're in a situation where you're not able to pay any bills on time, or at least some of your bills on time, reach out to the creditors in advance so that you can work out some sort of arrangement so that you're not having all these late payments start to show up on your credit report, because late payments are the most detrimental thing to your credit. 35% of your FICO credit score is payment history. So that means a late payment can drastically reduce your credit score and make you look worse. It can actually be the determining factor on whether or not you even qualify to purchase a home. Literally, one late payment can make the difference. So you want to make sure that you're paying everything on time, or at least reaching out to the creditors in advance if you're in a situation where you're not able to make that payment. That's what I have for you. Hopefully this has been beneficial and good for you. Make sure you tune in on Fridays. We'll be dropping another episode of the Greatest Asset Community Podcast. Check the shorts as well, because we definitely put out some clips through the shorts on the channel, and it'll be some good information for you to engage with as well. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And we'll see you back here next week, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Till next time, take care. Be blessed. See you